She's 21? 20, she'll be 25. 28. Good evening. Members of the public are encouraged to participate in meetings by accessing the webcast at www.cityofclovis.com/agendas or providing written comments at the same website and participating by phone or coming to the City Council meeting in person. I lost my place. I'll call the meeting to order. The flag salute will be led by Council Member or our Mayor Pro Tem, Lynn Ashby. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Ashbeck? Here. Councilmember Bessinger?
Here.
Councilmember Monutha?
Here.
Councilmember Whalen?
Here.
And Mayor Flores.
I'm here. First order of business is presentations and proclamations. Presentation and proclamation recognizes February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and I've asked Councilmember Bessinger to please present the presentation.
Thank you, Jose. I have a proclamation from the City of Clovis recognizing February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Whereas each year, an estimated 1 in 3 teens is physically, emotionally, or verbally abused by a dating partner. And whereas survivors of teen dating violence have increased risk of truancy, dropout, teen pregnancy, suicide, having eating disorders, and engaging in other harmful behaviors such as alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. And whereas each February, the formal recognition of Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month allows the community to acknowledge and show their support for survivors and advocates to end the cycle of abuse through education. And where Orange Day, February 8th, is a national day dedicated to raising awareness on teen dating violence, to support survivors, and to preventing abuse before it starts. And whereas a partnership of schools across Fresno County emerged to directly confront this crisis and are achieving success. The Marjorie Mason Center, along with its No More Peers educators, are helping in an effort to prevent and end teen dating violence. We must recognize the compassion and dedication of these professionals and students across Fresno County's middle schools and high schools, including Clovis West High School, and increase public understanding of this important problem. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Clovis City Council does hereby recognize the month of February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month and urges all citizens of Clovis to work together to end the cycle of violence in our community. And it is signed today by our Mayor, Jose Flores. Is someone accepting? It's in orange. I didn't make the connection.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. So I know orange. Yeah, it's a good excuse for all the Giants fans in the community. So, Mayor and Council, thank you so very much. You guys, it's always a great place for us to be. The City of Clovis is always so very supportive of the center and the work. And, you know, quite transparently, Clovis had a rough year last year in domestic violence. And today is a good day because we have the youth who are stepping out and speaking up and educating each other about teen dating violence to make sure that they don't end up in those situations. And so Clovis West is the Clovis Unified School who's participating this year. And we have 2 of our amazing students. They are actually ambassadors, so they're student leaders, and they step up in a leadership capacity even amongst this program on the school site. So I'm going to introduce them one by one. They have a few words to say, and then they have a matching shirt for you as well. So I'm going to introduce Kai Young.
Good evening, Mayor Flores, Mayor Pro Tem Ashbeck, and council members. My name is Kai Young, and I am a student ambassador for the No More program at Clovis West High School. 1 in 3 teens are victims of domestic violence abuse. The No More program educates students about teen dating violence through peer engagement and interaction in the schools. No More is a peer-led model developed by the Marjorie Mason Center that educates high school students on the red flags of dating violence, as well as the components of healthy dating relationships. Even through the continued struggle of the pandemic, the No More program is still active in 21 Fresno County schools across 5 school districts. In total, 550 student leaders are working to end teen dating violence. Throughout the year, No More students spent hours in training covering 16 topics promoting healthy relationships, including romantic, platonic, family, or even professional relationships. If we start with our own healthy relationships, we can lead others. This spring, No More students will share presentations to our peers focused on knowing the warning signs and how to help a friend navigate teen dating violence.
Thank you, Kai. Now I'd like to ask Riley Strunk.
Hello and good evening. My name is Riley Strunk, and I'm a student ambassador in the No More program at Clovis West High School. February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, also commonly known as TDVAM. And throughout the month, No More peer educators will encourage their peers and community members to participate in activities planned to raise awareness. We wear orange on February 8th to acknowledge teen dating violence in the month of February. This year, with the help of EECU, MMC was able to distribute over 800 orange t-shirts to student and staff affiliated with No More to help promote and bring awareness to TDVAM. At Clovis West, we are spreading awareness in a week-long event, including a yoga session, scavenger hunt, thematic dress-up days, and more, which are all tied back to education on developing healthy relationships. Thank you for your support as a council in encouraging healthy relationships in order to make Clovis a safe and vibrant community for all. We appreciate your support.
So now they have your own special orange shirt. They're going to go ahead and bring up. And I'd like to also introduce our Director of Development and Communications, Charity Susnick, and our Peer Education Specialist, Taylor Franco, as well. Thank you.
Nicole and Charity and awesome leaders. I do want to just comment, your comment about it was a rough year in Clovis last year. I know you've been working with our police department and with Chad, and I do think that I don't know what to do exactly, but I do think there's a really special opportunity, and I appreciate the communications and all that work. And I've mentioned it to John and Andy, but I just think our story is about domestic violence in so many cases. And so anyway, doesn't matter if you know the person. I mean, it's still a murder and all of that, but it's so much worse. So anyway, thank you for your work, and whatever we can do as a community. We should wear orange every day, or I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's so important, and we have such an important lesson to teach, because it happens here seems like so much more. So anyway, thank you, and I know you're in touch with our staff, but thank you for your work and the center here and all that you do. Appreciate it.
And I want to add that with COVID, you know, our youth has suffered 2 long years now, you know, doing everything they had to do, and it's from home sometimes. We're not back to normal, and everything through social media. and we've seen the rise in more violence and suicide, the things that you're trying to address with this month, and I think it's because of, it's been exacerbated because of COVID. So thank you for the work you're doing, because I think the youth right now needs the help because of what we're going through. Anybody else? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next, public comments. This is an opportunity for the members of the public to address the City Council on any matter within the City Council's jurisdiction that is not listed on the agenda. In order for everyone to be heard, please limit your comments to 5 minutes or less, or 10 minutes per topic. Anyone wishing to be placed on the agenda for a specific topic should contact the City Manager's office and submit correspondence at least 10 days before the desired date of appearance. Anyone here to speak on or make comments on issues not on the agenda? Okay. Please give us your name, your address.
So my name is Cheryl Madrano, and we live at 134 Sunnyside Avenue, Clovis, California, right down the street. So a little background. The city water main broke on January 3rd, and our house was flooded. And it was the city's incompetence, unfortunately. Sorry. It took 4 hours or more to turn off the water. Our house was under at least, 2 feet of water for more than 4 hours. We've had engineers come out now. We've had the city of Clovis come out. We've had contractors. We are still living in our home, which is now sinking. And the city of Clovis has said that they were going to take care of everything, not to worry. Everything's okay. We can't find anywhere to go. We're still in our home, like I said. I mean, I've reached out to everyone, any resource I've had. I've tried all kinds of alternatives. Fifth wheels, I've tried mobile homes. There's 8 of us. So, I mean, it's not a small family. I get that. We're a pretty big family. But we've literally put like 128 applications, nothing. The city has, we're working with your guys' third-party administrator, who is, to say the least, very demeaning, not a very empathetic person at all. It's really sad. They gave us an advance payment, which is still in cash because we have nothing to do with it. We don't want to do anything to the city. We don't want anything from the city, but what was taken from us, literally, it took 3 hours to pump out the water. They ran out of gas when they were pumping out the water. So they had to come back and do it again. They only pumped out of one side. So it was 3 of our houses that were really affected. Our neighbor is a paraplegic. He's completely out because it's only him. So, they started renovations on his. My other neighbor, they've started on hers. And we had our own contractor. Then the third-party insurance adjuster, Suzanne Johnson, was like, well, let's get someone else out there to tell us to. So they brought their contractor in. He said the same thing. They did the engineer. Got the engineer out there Friday. He says, well, why are you guys still here? I said, because we have nowhere to go. There's nowhere. We have no resources, nothing. There's nothing available. So we've driven around. I've stopped at houses that are getting worked on. There's a few houses in Clovis over by Sierra, so I stopped their houses, see if they could get it before it went on market, because it's so temporary. Everyone wants 1-year lease, and we're told, yes, the city's not our insurance. We understand this completely. That's not our intention, but we can't find anything to make it where my kids have anything normal. And we have 5 children. So, it's like they go to Weldon. I drive maybe back and forth 5 times a day, take them on and off. My mom has cancer, so she was every Friday for treatments. And it's disrupted our lives for something that could have been prevented so badly, could have been prevented if someone would have answered their on-call on that Monday. And it's still, here more than a month later? We're living in mold. My living room is now my bedroom and my son's bedroom, and my husband's, obviously. So my 18-month room, his room got ruined. Then all the kitchen, we're living out of a box in the kitchen because we can't use it because our pantry got flooded. Our laundry room, there's mold in all the bathrooms. Lord only knows what's really happening still that we can't see. But we're just, I don't know what to do anymore. So I've reached out, and I've reached out, so here we are.
Well, you're talking about mold, and that can't be a safe situation. And we apologize for the water flooding.
Yeah.
Has anybody in the city working with them?
Yes.
Not the third party.
Correct. Probably the most well-versed is going to be Shauna Halterman, and I'd recommend you turn her over to Shauna. Staff has been heavily involved in working with Cheryl, and Shauna has a handle on it.
I have no idea who Shauna is. Okay. I was like, I have no idea who that is. Never heard her name ever. Actually, I haven't heard back from the city in more than 2 weeks.
So can you think up with her this evening and because there has to be at least some emergency temporary housing because with the mold situation that can't be safe. We got to get you out of there soon.
Yeah, we went to the hotel.
And it might be that it'll be a temporary housing just for a second until we can find something more permanent.
That's what we've been trying to. I mean, literally, I've gone to every hotel. I've even gone where I would have to drive 40 minutes, like a total of 3.5 hours to go back and forth to schools that far out to try to find somewhere. And we got put on a waiting list for a long-term hotel, but yeah, my races are tapped out, so.
Because there's suites at hotels in Clovis, so, I mean, that's my first thought.
Okay. Thank you.
At least temporarily until a more permanent solution, or at least a long-term solution until the house is repaired.
Right. Thank you.
So Shauna will work with that.
Do you want to go first?
Ma'am, before you go, Lena's question, then I also have a question.
Yeah, please.
I don't have a question. I just have, I am so sorry. And I just want to say to our beloved staff, we probably don't have a handle on it. If it's a month that Cheryl and her 7 family members have been struggling with that, that's probably not having a handle on that. So I know you all are working really hard, but this is like over the line acceptable. One of the things I use at Valley Children's as my metric is what I want to do, what we're making her do, and the answer is no. I don't want my families to come in a bus to Valley Children's, so that's how I look at this. So if it was us for a month in a house with 7 people and mold and yuck, I just think, like, we need to get some help tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's a good day to have a handle on it, because I just don't feel like we've got a really good handle at the moment, and we're really sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's like the first sign of empathy that I've got from anybody, really. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe we can
definitely
back
didn't feel like it.
Yeah, maybe we can circle back to our TPA folks and just ask them for a little customer service training, because that's just, you don't need snarky in the middle of all this. So,
right. Very sorry, but we appreciate it.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheryl, I have a question. Lynn, are you done?
Yeah.
My wife and I just experienced a flood, and it was a very minor flood, but we're still on concrete in our bedroom. Now, your kids go to Weldon?
Yes, they do. One goes to Clark.
And you need 3 bedrooms, or do you need 4 if possible?
So we were going to do a 2-bedroom to get out. So, I mean, we're like, at that point, we're just, I mean, anything at this point will make livable.
Can you make sure you give staff your phone number? Or I'm assuming they do. There are several apartment complexes fairly close to Weldon, and potentially we can help.
I've tried there, but you guys definitely have more pull.
We'll see. I'll make some personal phone calls.
Absolutely.
To some folks. But I've been minorly inconvenienced with my flood. I'm really sorry that this happened, and we're gonna do what we can.
Thank you. Tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
The engineer's coming out tomorrow, so it depends on what time, but yes. Anything's better than anything. Yeah, sometimes better than nothing. But thank you. Sorry.
I think, Cheryl, we're all going to want to show some, or share some comments.
Okay.
So if I can, first of all, thank you for being here. I know this wasn't easy for you. It feels to me like you have, you value Clovis and what Clovis has come to offer, and it feels probably like we came short of what you thought Clovis stood for, and I'm sorry about that. And then to staff, I think that you probably have this on your radar already, but we're going to want to know what's going on, at least in the Friday report, if not sooner. So please keep us informed. We've got this on our radar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff, for coming and sharing this with us. I just wanted to just say to the staff, we also make sure all the other homes are taken care of, even though there's only one here tonight. There may be other families that have been affected. So as long as we are assured that everyone else is taken care of, that would be very helpful too. Thank you.
Perfect. Anything else? Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you. Ordinance and resolutions. With respect to the approval of resolutions and
Mayor,
ordinance.
if I may, we do have someone online for
Oh.
public comments.
Okay. Go ahead, put them on.
Debbie, you are unmuted.
Good evening. My name is Debbie Britz. As a longtime resident of Clovis, 50 years with the last 40 years living at 2474 Nice Avenue between Temperance and Armstrong, it was brought to our attention through the postcard mailer we received that a virtual neighborhood meeting was to be held February 21st on a matter that would greatly affect us. We had heard rumors from real estate agents and developers trying to purchase our property, which, by the way, will not be for sale in my lifetime, but apartments would be built directly behind us on Nice. We have 11-acre property, which is the complete northern border of the RT Park, west side of the Enterprise Canal on Nice. The property being developed is currently owned by the Asimis. After reading that postcard mailer sent, we were horrified that on January 4th, 2021, the City Council had moved ahead with looking into amendments, rezoning of the general plan and the RT Park. We never received any postcard mailer regarding that meeting or the February 8th meeting in 2021. Granted, we have seen many of those postcard mailers during our 40 years, from the first meetings of Clovis Community Hospital, Highway 168, the conception of the RT Park, rezoning of properties, subdivisions being developed, Nice being annexed into the city of Clovis, Nice Avenue widening, etc. With many of those planning commission and city council meetings attended by my husband Martin and myself, especially for the development of the RT Park. We made the decision to build our home at this location, knowing that behind us someday there was going to be buildings which are to be research and technology in nature, with mostly weekday hours, 5 days a week, people working in the area, not 20 acres of multifamily housing for hundreds, if not thousands of people that would be living 24/7 in 3-story buildings directly behind our home and other homes on the western border. The area has changed tremendously during the last 10 years. The traffic is already horrendous on Temperance and Nice. Then you add another 100 or more cars, with the only way to enter the landlocked property behind us is off of Temperance and maybe one neighborhood street that would have to be cut in through Armstrong. I haven't even addressed the water, noise, or increase to Clovis Unified School District. There surely are other properties vacant that would make more sense to house students and faculty for the medical school. Thank you for your time. And I'm really sorry about that woman before me. I mean, breaks my heart.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Anyone else online? Okay. Anyone else for public comments? Okay, we'll move on to ordinance and resolutions. With respect to the approval of resolutions and ordinance, the reading of the title shall be deemed a motion to waive a reading of the complete resolution or ordinance, and unless there is a request by a council member that the resolution or ordinance be read in full, further readings of the resolution or ordinance shall be deemed waived by unanimous consent of the council. consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are to be placed upon the consent calendar. They will all be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member requests individual consideration. Council members' vote in favor of the consent calendar is considered and recorded as separate affirmative votes in favor of each action listed. Motions in favor of adoption of a consent calendar are deemed to include a motion to waive the reading of any ordinance or resolution on the consent calendar. For adoption of ordinances, only those that have received a unanimous vote upon introduction are considered consent items. Does any council member have a consent item they'd like to pull? No, see none. Anybody from the public wishing to pull an item from the consent calendar here in council chambers? Anyone on the web?
No.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent calendar.
Second.
I have a motion to second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Council items. Consider approval of change of council meeting. Staff, our city manager, John Holt.
Thank you, Mayor. Staff was able to look at the agenda calendar for the month of February and consolidate it to the first two meetings in February. Staff is recommending the cancellation of the third meeting, which is the February 22nd meeting. That concludes staff's report.
Not Valentine's Day, huh?
We
Just
tried.
kidding,
We tried.
Just kidding. Do we each get a gift or anything on Valentine's Day?
You do.
What is it, heater? Heat?
We have heaters in the back.
Comments or questions by the council for John? None? Anyone from the public here present? Anyone from the web?
No.
I'll move that we adjust the schedule as noted in the staff report.
We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So it's 5-0, motion passes. City manager's comment, COVID-19 update.
City manager comments, just a quick update on the heat here. We have heat in the other buildings, but this building, due to the construction outside, was damaged. We're not going to have heat in this building for a couple of weeks, so next week's meetings will be the same. It could be just a little chilly in here. Regarding the COVID update, I'm hoping that the month of February will be the last time I'm going to be doing these, but we'll see how it goes. The way that it's trending right now, things are looking good. CDPH and Governor put out information today that things are going well with the Omicron and that we're likely not to have a mask requirement. Actually, it will expire next Tuesday on February 15th. So that means we'll go in our March 7th meeting, we'll come back and be in a regular configuration with all of us at the dais. That's the plan right now. Taking a look at the confirmed cases and the confirmed deaths in Fresno County. Fresno County, you can see the cases on the left and the deaths on the right. You can see a positive trend over the past few weeks after the December peak. Taking a look at the next chart, which is the Clovis zip code cases. You can see for January 2022, if you were able to go back a year, it would be about the same then, but is a pretty significant uptick. And just a reminder that this includes 93619, which includes areas outside of Clovis. Now the Fresno County hospitalizations, the confirmed hospitalized in blue and the confirmed ICU in red. You can see we're just about where we were about a year ago. The hospitalization rates were significantly up in December and January, but for the past week, we've at least been trending very well. And the ICU COVID confirmed is also trending down. Taking a look at the vaccinated versus unvaccinated case in Fresno County, with the unvaccinated being in red and vaccinated being in blue. They've added a new line there. It's kind of hard to see, but the bottom line there is a green line, and that's going to be for the fully boosted. They all peaked similar to the prior charts, but you can see all three are trending down now. Unvaccinated people are 7.5 times more likely to get COVID than people who have received their booster. So that means fully boosted. And then taking a look at the vaccinated versus unvaccinated deaths, unvaccinated in red, vaccinated in blue, and again, the boosted in green, the bottom chart there, it's hard to see. Unvaccinated people are 30 times more likely to die than fully vaccinated people who receive their booster dose, fully boosted. That concludes my presentation, and we are available for questions if you have any.
Any questions? They need another line. Those who have had COVID and unvaccinated. That no one's ever tracked that line.
Right.
And according to studies, they are just as well protected as those that have vaccinated, but no one tracks that line. Just in the comments. Anyone no comments? Or anyone for the public wishing to comment on this item? Anyone from the web?
No.
Okay. Council comments. Bob?
I don't have a picture for you. I'm sorry. But I went running the other day, and me and another friend of mine kind of have this ongoing competition as to, whoever is going to be number one on the trail counter over there at Clovis and Nice in the morning, right? Because we believe that somebody should get rewarded for being the first one. So I was very excited the other day. I was coming up on the trail counter. It was at 0, and this is like 4:45.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
So I ran by it, and I was super excited to see the number one flash up, and it didn't flash up, and it hasn't flashed up for a while. So apparently it's not working. So all of my excitement was for nothing, and which I guess it's appropriate that it would be a 0 up there for nothing. So if we could kind of just get me updated on that. I don't know if I'm the only one and my buddy who really look forward to the trail count. Yeah. So I know it happened last year. If we could just kind of get that figured out, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
First world problems. Vaughn, what is your first world problem? Drew? Nothing. Lynn?
I want to wish Jackie May a happy 21st birthday. I'm looking for a little app to send her a picture. That's what I'm actually doing up here. I do want to, I might circle back to staff just offline, but I'm interested, I think there's lots of activity in the Northeast right now, confusion about development and what's going where, and to Debbie Britz's comment. So I feel like maybe I've lost track of the general work that's out there, and there was a sign circulating in Harlow Ranch that wasn't actually accurate, but it caused all kinds of chaos. So I don't know if we want to have a discussion in a public forum, or I can just circle back to staff, but I feel like there's lots of moving parts and people aren't, in the absence of accurate information, they just, fill in the blank. So something's happening out there that seems different than in the past, so I don't know quite how to get there, but I may just reach out to staff if my colleagues don't want to have a public discussion about it, but I'm
Sure.
a little worried about that.
Okay. I don't know if there's an application out there, but I do know that we've started public meetings to begin the process, and that's what drove the notification to the neighbors. And there's a lot of misinformation out there, and we'll continue. We have another meeting set up towards the 1st of March, and so we'll see where it goes. And that's where Granville Darius will be there to present also.
So I may just circle back to staff because I've lost track of what is happening on what corner when. Thanks.
My only comment is again, related to COVID, that it's good to see that the numbers are trending down and throughout our counties and the neighboring counties in our state and nationally. Hopefully, Omicron is what they predicted, that the beginning of the endemic phase of this virus, and we can all go back to living our normal lives, and the fear subsides nationally, and so we'll see. Hopefully there's not a new variant that comes around and scares us again. And with that, we will now adjourn to closed session as printed on the agenda. I don't believe there will be any item that will require us to, report out after our closed session.
That's correct, Mayor.
After that, we'll be adjourned.
After we have tape.
After